You're listening to the Deranged Nation, a true crime podcast featuring New York Times best-selling paranormal romance author and your host, Teresa Gableman.
Hey guys, welcome to the 6th episode of Deranged Nation.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Welcome back.
What's going on?
So, we just wanted to let you guys know that we've been looking at the comments. Yeah, I'm already having a hard time talking. And we just want to thank you guys for all the great feedback. We are glad you're enjoying what we're doing. We're having a good time. What about you guys? You guys having a good time?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Always.
Good. All right. So, in the last episode, if you've listened to it yet, you probably heard some dogs barking. So, we want to apologize, but not really. We have some German Shepherds, and they guard our house to keep the, the true crime away from here. So, that is our, I guess,
security detail.
Yeah. So, we
Alarm
love them.
system.
We love them.
Get used to them.
Yeah, you'll probably hear them throughout this one, too. I mean, it's taken us, 10 minutes to get started?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're barking at a leaf, something blowing out there.
God
the
knows.
wind, something. So anyway, tonight we are going to do Aaron Hernandez, and I'm so happy I said that last name right, because I wasn't before. And I'm not really familiar. I mean, I watch football, but I couldn't really name too many players. But I've seen a little bit about him, and I know that there was just I think it was January, that they released on Netflix, and A Killer Inside the Mind of Aaron Hernandez. And that's pretty much what I've watched, and I think everybody else has watched it. So we also found a little bit more information on it, so we're just going to go through this. And I had mixed feelings on this one. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
I didn't have a mixed feeling that he was guilty.
Really? See? Yeah.
I have a mixed feeling on why he did it.
Yeah.
Right.
Not that he wasn't not guilty.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's just, I don't know. But we'll get into that. You'll see what we mean. But his early life, he was born and raised in Bristol, Connecticut, and his dad was Dennis Hernandez. I said it
Hernandez.
wrong. I see guys. I even practiced that. Anyway, his dad's name was Dennis. That's all I'm going with. And he was of Puerto Rican descent, and his mom was Terry, and she was of Italian descent. He didn't have like the best family life growing up. I know that they're, from what I've read, and then on the Netflix show, they also, was saying some things. But supposedly his mom and dad, they married in 1986 and divorced in 1991, and then they remarried again in 1996. And I don't think they said that.
No,
they didn't. I didn't. That's the first time I heard that.
Yeah.
They also had financial problems. They filed for bankruptcy, and they were constantly fighting, and it just wasn't good. Both parents were arrested and involved in crime during their lives. So.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
They didn't say that in their
drugs.
It doesn't say. It doesn't say, but probably. He also had an older brother, and Dennis Jr. He went by DJ.
Good guy.
Huh?
He's supposedly a good guy.
Yeah, and his dad was one of those dads that he was a football player himself. Pretty good football player, from what they say.
He was like the town hero.
Right.
Yeah.
He played for UConn, was it?
Yep.
Yeah.
And he pushed his boys to excel, in sports. He was abusive to both of them and the mom. But like publicly, he projected an image of someone who had, run-ins with the police, but turned his life around to become a good dad and a good citizen. So, and I think, and you'll hear as we go on a little bit, you know, even though his dad was, you know, kind of a hard ass, I guess.
Yeah.
I think that he kind of kept the boys on a straight and narrow.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Out of trouble.
Yeah.
Football was his life.
So, unfortunately, Dennis, in January 2006, he died from complications from a hernia surgery. So that was kind of a bad thing for, you know, I guess the boys, because it wasn't like it they didn't expect that.
Yeah,
you know,
who would?
Right, exactly.
Going in for a hernia.
Yeah, especially him. Like, he was supposedly a pretty tough dude and everything. So.
Right, and Aaron was 16 at the time when that happened.
Traumatic, I'm sure.
So he was pretty. Even his mom said Aaron was pretty affected by his father's death. Acted out a lot, you know, with grief, and he started rebelling against the authorities after his dad passed away. And a lot of people who knew him really well said he never really got over it.
Yeah.
Aaron had a cousin, an older cousin, Tanya Singleton, who he was really, really close to. He pretty much talked to her about everything, and she was kind of like a mother figure, you know, to him.
His escape.
Yeah. And he actually moved in with Tanya after his father's death when he learned that Terry and Tanya's husband, Jeff Cummings, was having an affair. So
he started seeing him in the house and stuff all the time.
So that was pretty, he was enraged by that.
Yeah, and this was like 3 months after his father's death, too. It didn't take her any time at all.
Yeah.
And this is a family, like in their family,
and he was at the trial, too, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was beside her at the trial.
Yeah, so he didn't take that real well, which, I can see his point. But while living with Tanya, that's when he started getting in trouble, you know, doing criminal activity and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They probably used to party over there.
Right.
All the time, I'm sure.
Well,
that's probably why he wanted to be
Well, he
there.
probably felt real good, especially the better he did coming back, the better he looked in front of all of them. So, you know what I mean? He probably felt like, you know.
Like, oh my God, he made it. It's a star.
Right.
I mean, well, he was. Fuck,
he was. He was
the
amazing.
shit. He was. I mean, not only did he do some deranged shit, but I mean, the guy was a hell of a football player.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, OJ was good, but I mean, this kid, if he could have played years and years of football, like, he could have set records and shit.
He played at UConn and Florida State, right?
No, he didn't even play at UConn.
No,
His brother played at UConn. He went to Florida.
He went to the Florida Gators.
Oh yeah, he went there from his
University
hometown. That's
University of Florida, not Florida State.
Yeah. I mean, really, if you look back, and this is no excuse for, you know, some of the things that he did, but I mean, he had a pretty crappy, you know, and I think football was like one of his, you know, like his cousin was another one of his escapes that he could kind of feel normal, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, there was a jailhouse conversation where he accused his mother of failing to obtain medication for his attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, which he said caused him to struggle in school. And another call, and this is what, it kind of broke my heart when I heard it on the Netflix series, is he told his mom, and the way she sounded when he said that, like throwing it back at him, I just wanted to punch her right in the face.
Yeah.
Well, they had some really shitty conversations.
They did have some really shitty conversations. It was really kind of sad.
Money.
I know.
Yeah.
She's like,
you can give me a
she's
million.
like, you just give me $1 million, I'll be fine. Leave me alone. You know what I mean?
I mean, I'm sorry. If you get $40 million, I would hope that you'd help old mom out. But I'm not going to sit there and expect you to give me $1 million. But
we'll take it.
Well,
we'll take it.
Don't bang my cousin's husband. If that dies.
You don't have to worry about that. That's just screwed up. So another thing that really got me was the phone call that he had with his mom. And you actually hear it wasn't a reenactment. You actually hear Aaron talking to his mom. And he said, there's so many things I would love to talk to you about so you can know me as a person. And to me as a mom, that breaks my heart.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I could never tell you, and you're going to die without even knowing your son.
Yeah, I know. It's
Dude,
scary.
that just drove a knife through my heart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know?
He said he couldn't trust her. He said he would test her all the time and she would fail because something would get back to him and he would realize she told people about it.
Yeah. And I think that's why he, you know, his cousin, his older cousin, she, you know, was his confidant.
Yeah.
And he, you know, confidant. And he could tell her anything and know that it stayed with her.
Yeah.
And that cancer really tore her up.
Yeah.
That
beautiful.
picture they showed at the end I was like, who's this a picture of at first? And then I kept zooming in. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, that was sad. That was really sad.
Yeah.
Another thing is he was abused. I think both boys were abused. Usually alcohol related. So, you know, because the father didn't believe that they were trying hard enough in school or at their activities.
Yeah, just get your grades up.
They kind of lived in fear of the father, but they also they respected.
Yeah.
They respected him also.
Right.
They wanted to please him.
Yeah. But they respected him, but they also respected him.
Yeah.
You know?
In fear.
Right, exactly.
I think the part that bothers me the most is, I mean, all the video and everything you see of Aaron, I mean, in pictures and everything, I mean, he looks like a pretty happy dude.
Yeah.
Like, he looks like somebody,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, I would have hung out with, or, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? He doesn't look like I don't know, just doesn't look like a murderer.
Right.
But
the other thing that his brother DJ has come out and said that Aaron was sexually molested as a child, as a teenage boy was in their house, you know, babysitting them, and forced Aaron to perform oral sex. And that began when he was 6 years old and continued for several years. And, you know, that'll screw any.
Yeah.
I mean, it just breaks my heart for him, you know. And like I said, it sounds like what he's done, what he's been accused of, you know, isn't great, but still you can just see, like, this is not going to end well for this guy.
Yeah.
He had a great high school football career, and he went on to college. Now, this is where you guys are going to have to come in because I don't know that much about football. So he got a scholarship very early. I mean, before he was even ready, he got a scholarship offer to, where was that at?
UConn.
Yeah.
They were trying to lock down, like, the brother quarterback receiver deal.
And that, I mean...
And then after his father died, he just kind of upped and then went to University of Florida.
Yeah, and became a Gator. And he had a really good career there.
Yes.
Yeah, which he only went 3 years. He didn't even finish. He only played to his junior year, and that's when he got drafted to the NFL. And, he ended up getting drafted in the 4th round, but you know, the NFL sent in like private investigators to investigate him and stuff, and
to see what kind of mental stability he had, and like if he had any previous issues crime wise, stuff like that, just to kind of see what type of person, his maturity level.
His social maturity was a 1, and he failed a bunch of drug tests for, you know, just
previous football games, and they still let him play at Florida because he kind of had it made.
They suspended him a game. They suspended him one game.
I think I think it was one. I think I remember them saying. Yeah. Well, so after his college career, you know, it was going into the NFL draft. I was looking at you nodding my head like I know what I'm talking about, and I don't really know football. But I do know that because of how good he was, people were surprised But the New England Patriots, they have him go see like a psychologist or something, don't they? Because there was a form and it showed that he tested high on everything. Mm-hmm. But the one thing was social maturity that he was very, very low at.
Yeah, it was like a 1%.
But he was only, how old was he then? Like 18?
No, he's 20 years old.
He was 20.
Yep, when he got drafted,
that's still young.
Yeah.
But
I
think
real young to be in the NFL.
Yeah. So I mean, okay, so this kid,
and especially to that high caliber of a team. I mean, even if you don't follow football, you know who the New England Patriots are.
Right.
You know who Tom Brady is. Even if you're not a fan of football, you know them and that team.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you may not know some of the other teams, but you at least, most people know that one.
Right.
Yeah.
You say, who's the Patriots? People will be like, oh, it's a football team.
So they were kind of weary, I think, at first about him. But they went on. He was the 4th pick.
Yep.
I think. And I think a lot of people, because of how good he actually was, that he wasn't a higher pick.
Yeah, based on his stats.
And it had a lot to do with the way what they heard about him. Like, what he was getting away with.
Didn't they tell him that they didn't want him back the senior year in college? And then that's when he decided to go straight to the NFL.
No, supposedly he talked to Urban Meyer first, and Urban Meyer urged him, like,
Florida's
you're
coach.
Ready, go ahead and go, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because
I also, who knows, he might have been kind of a ticking time bomb, because he got in some trouble down there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Partying, and I don't know, I feel like he might have been a little bit of a bad influence.
There was an incident at a bar down there, wasn't there, where he refused to pay his bill like he was invincible, and the bar or the owner or something came up to him and asked him to pay it.
In his face, like, you gotta handle this, and then
he sucker punched him and blew his eardrum out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he didn't press charges, so nothing happened.
Yeah, I think that's where it all started right there. I think that's where he was like,
I can get away with
shit,
anything.
I can, you know what I mean?
So he does have a let's see. He does have a pretty extensive, which they didn't go over all this in the
well, right. They were trying to portray him as a better man than most.
Right. And so his legal issues, and we'll kind of go over these a little bit, and then we'll get into exactly what was the kicker.
Yeah.
No pun intended. Football kicker. Nobody got that, or nobody thought it was funny.
See what you did there.
Thank you. So in 2007, the Gainesville bar fight on April 28th, 2007, according to the police report, he was 17 at the time, consumed 2 alcoholic beverages, which shame on them because he was underage.
They probably got shut down.
And he was with Tim Tebow, and that's when he refused to pay the bill. Was escorted out by a restaurant employee. As the manager walked away, Aaron sucker punched him on the side of the head, rupturing his eardrum. The police responded, and he called the football team's unofficial defense lawyer, and the victim later told the police that he had been contacted by the lawyers and the team, and that a settlement was being worked out. So, and that's something the team actually denied.
Right.
So he actually was 17 years old.
Yeah, he wasn't supposed to be in there in the first place.
No, I'm talking about football.
What?
When he was playing at Florida, yeah.
Yeah.
So, in college.
So he was in college. So he was 17 then.
He was a freshman.
So that's when, I think that's his first legal, when everything kind of started.
Right.
Then, 2007, Gainesville double shooting. On September 30th, 2007, someone approached a car containing Randall Carlson, Justin Glass, and Corey Smith on foot and fired 5 shots while they were waiting at a Gainesville traffic light after having left a nightclub. Smith was shot in the back of the head. Glass was shot in the arm. Both men survived. Carson, who was in the back seat, was uninjured and told police that the shooter was a Hawaiian or Hispanic male with a large build weighing about 230 pounds and had a lot of tattoos. He picked Aaron out of a photo out of a police lineup. They never mentioned that.
No, they didn't.
Right?
No.
I didn't think they did. So the police told Meyer's personal assistant that they wanted to see Aaron and his two teammates immediately. Detectives kept pushing coaches to bring the players to the station, but they did not arrive for 4 hours. The players spoke with Johnson, the attorney who often represented the players. The players cooperated with the police, and Aaron invoked his right to counsel and refused to talk to police. When the police walked into the room to speak to Aaron, the last of the players to be interviewed, they found him with his head down on the table and sleeping in a posture they said was unusual for someone in the middle of a homicide investigation. And kind of remember that, because that's going to play into what's going to happen later.
Sounds awfully familiar.
Yeah. No charges were filed at the time, but due to his 2013 arrest and subsequent conviction for the murder of Odin Lloyd, which we'll get into, Massachusetts authorities contacted police in Florida to try to determine whether Aaron may have had a role in the 2007 shooting. So Detective Mullins, who was assigned to reinvestigate the shooting, concluded that Aaron was not the trigger man. Although Carson initially identified Aaron as such, other witnesses that night described the shooter as looking like a black male, possibly with cornrows. While Mullins re-interviewed Carson rescinded his statement of the shooter matching Aaron and said he never saw Aaron at the scene, but assumed he was a shooter because they had words earlier in the club. So, and now we're at 2011 Plainville fight. At 3:45 a.m. on April 30th, 2011, police responded to a fight in front of Aaron's rented townhouse in Plainville, Massachusetts. So in 2012, Aaron was again linked to a double homicide in Boston on July 16, 2012, and it was near, can you guess? Cure Lounge in Boston South End.
No way.
Yep.
Not surprising.
And Daniel Aburo and Salfiro Furtado, both immigrants, and living in Dorchester, were killed by gunshots fired into their vehicle. Witness testified that Aaron's silver SUV, that's important, remember the silver SUV, pulled up next to the victims, and someone from the car yelled, "What's up now?" and they used the N-word.
And shot, what,
5 times?
Yeah, someone from the car fired 5 shots, killing the 2 immigrants. Police immediately identified Aaron, who was then playing for the Patriots, in the club's security camera footage, but thought it was just a coincidence. And now he was he was already being looked at on the Odin murder. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but when years before, when this first happened, they were just like, "Oh shit, that's fun! Look, there's Aaron Hernandez."
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Not even thinking that he had something to do with it.
So, they seen him on that, and they were like, "Oh, he's just there clubbing, you know, no big deal." On May 15th, 2014, Aaron was indicted on murder charges for the killings of those 2 men, with additional charges of armed assault and attempted murder associated with shots fired at the surviving occupants in the vehicle. Do you remember that from the Netflix? Was there more people in the vehicle? I don't remember them saying that.
There's one survivor in the back seat.
There was one survivor?
Yeah. In the back seat, yeah. But he just remembers the car driving away. That's all he remembers. The silver SUV.
So, I think we need to, because they keep bringing up Odin, right?
Yeah.
They keep bringing that up. So he was this
Shay's sister's boyfriend, and Shay was
Aaron's his fiance's sister's boyfriend.
Who hung
so they were
out
basically
frequently
like
at the
brother-in-laws,
house.
basically.
Right.
He hung out,
Odin
smoked
also
weed.
played football. He played semi-pro football.
Yeah.
Right. During the 2013 offseason, Aaron was arrested and charged for the murder of Odin Lloyd, a semi-professional player who was dating the sister of Aaron's fiancée. Following the arrest, Aaron was immediately released by the Patriots, which would be a no-brainer.
Of course, he was found, they don't want to go down being involved in something like that.
Right.
They're a multi-billion-dollar network, pretty much.
Right. He was found guilty of first-degree murder in 2015 and sentenced to serve life in prison without the possibility of parole. While on trial for Lloyd's murder, he was also indicted for the 2012 double homicide of Daniel
Abreu.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. And
Safiro Furtada.
There you go. But he was actually acquitted after a 2017 trial of that. So before
he actually had the same lawyer as Casey Anthony.
Yeah.
What was his name again?
Jason Baez or Baez or Baez. Maybe?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's Baez.
The celebrity attorney.
So what he was hoping, I guess, is this new lawyer that he had for this case. I mean, he was already life in prison,
right,
for Odin. The thing that when I was watching and I tried to search online, I couldn't find anything about it was, what was the reason that he killed Odin?
There really wasn't one.
All it was
justified.
Was that video of them at the club that one night, and then him getting like mad or
that girl was dancing, with Aaron,
yeah.
And then he kind of pushed her off and got pissed.
But Aaron was also
Odin followed him.
Aaron was also super paranoid, which I think that plays into a lot of the other things he had going on, which was advanced stages of CTE, which is a brain disorder that happens from head trauma and things like that the NFL is just coming out to find out. And
CTE is a chronic traumatic encephalopathy, which is a lot of hits to the head, concussions,
lots of damage to the brain.
It's basically from your brain hitting the front of your cranium, the front of your skull, and the back of your skull,
back and forth
all the time. Or
and,
the side to side,
and there had been just a few recent. There had been that they said on here, but I know there's a lot more that have been actually diagnosed.
Yeah.
With this.
And didn't they say he actually got knocked out in a game?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few games, and then there's a few other times, I'm sure.
Completely out in one game. I thought they said.
He may have.
So what is the list of things that I know, like rash judgment,
dementia, irrational decision, impulsive.
Yeah, and he was at advanced stages at a young age.
This had developed over 12 years of time.
So you gotta think, he had been taking, if he grew up hardcore football, I'm sure he was taking hits to the head at a young age every day, year-round, before they even knew that this could impact, because some players, and I know, from fighting and MMA and stuff, I mean, it really don't come on until their later years in their 40s and 50s is when they start to really see the depression and anxiety, and it's almost like PTSD type
kind
things.
Of, yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It doesn't seem good at all.
Well, there was a rookie player that actually had a good career ahead of him.
Yeah, it scared him so bad to quit there. I know there's a movie with Will Smith. I don't know what it's called, but there's a big movie on it about the doctor who actually discovered, hey, this is the thing. Because there was another player I think it was Souza.
He was a New England Patriot player.
Yeah, and he actually committed suicide by shooting himself in the chest so they could study his brain.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He knew something was wrong, dude.
You know,
dude, they would just put him back out there for real.
Yeah,
you're good. Give him a shot of Toradol.
Well, and the other thing,
slap you on the ass, throw you back out there real quick.
Yeah, and I mean the steroids that he admitted to using and getting, which I'm sure but the NFL and the Patriots don't want all that shit coming out. They ain't gonna comment or say anything.
Well, that one football player said they were all just seeing them in butts in a line waiting for their shots.
Yep. Yeah, I was only for the ones with the serious injuries.
But that was in college when they were doing that.
Yeah, but it was in the NFL too, because the NFL said if you have a serious injury, you can use this and that and this and that. It's okay. But they were supposedly they were pumping him full, because you got to think, man.
He said every game.
The team was making. He was filling that stadium. There was people buying his jerseys. There were people packing that stadium.
Yeah.
And emptying their wallets on
merchandise
that
with
team,
his name
and he was a part of that team but I mean the CTE stuff, I can relate to a little bit, because I remember after weeks of training or a couple nights of getting hit or a couple hard hits to the head from boxing or getting kicked or something, I remember forgetting shit, fumbling words and sentences, like even kind of thinking to myself, like, that was weird, like why did my body just do that, or why did I just say that, or so I don't know. Haven't been hit in the head for 2-3 years now.
That doesn't know you personally. Tell them about what you were.
Well, yeah, I was a professional MMA fighter for years, ever since I've been in martial arts since I was 3. Getting hit in the head, not.
Well, we were hitting you in the head at 3, but
no, but growing up, I took a lot of hits to the head, and I played 1 year of football, and I remember getting whacked a couple good times in football, but I think boxers are the worst, because shit, they get hit 200-300 times in one fight in the head. A good boxer, pro boxer,
or MMA fighters.
Yeah, or MMA fighters getting elbow. I remember elbowing dudes and guys in the head, and just thinking, damn, I'm glad I'm not him getting fucking mauled by my elbows right now. I remember their skulls hitting my elbow, and just thinking, like, fuck, but
yeah, it's there's a lot of things that during, if you watched the Netflix, which I suggest, because it was very interesting. Oh, there's our security alarm.
Yep. Go away.
So
we're busy.
The show on Netflix is really good to watch, but as I was reading along and seeing different things,
there's a lot of viewpoints on him.
There's a lot of viewpoints on him. There's also, everybody wanted a piece of him. So another thing, he did start showing signs of, aggressive behavior. February 2013, he was with Alexander Bradley. Was that his first name?
Alexander Bradley.
So Aaron was with him and several others at a strip club. They rang up a $10,000 bill.
Tootsie's, right?
It doesn't. I believe that's what they said in the show. I think so. And Aaron began to worry about 2 men sitting across from them, thinking that they were plainclothes Boston police officers. So he was doing the paranoid thing.
Yeah.
Bradley later recalled telling Aaron, I don't know why I keep calling him Adam, Aaron, that they were probably tracking the pair as part of the investigation into the double murder outside the Cure.
Didn't we do an Adam Shacknai? Wasn't that why?
That's probably why, because Adam Shacknai.
Maybe I keep saying Adam.
All
now.
These sick fuckers.
Damn it. Aaron and Alexander had troubled relationship at that point. Alexander, is that his name?
Mm-hmm.
Claimed that on February 13, 2013, During the same trip, he woke up in the car with Aaron pointing a gun at his face. The next morning, the police found, I want to just say his last name because it's easier for me, Bradley, lying in the parking lot and bleeding from a bullet hole between his eyes. He survived but lost his right eye. He did not cooperate with police but instead sought revenge. The pair would trade more than 500 texts in the next 3 months, which included death threats and attempts of extortion. Bradley told Aaron that he had a semi-automatic weapon, bulletproof vest, and a crew that ran 6 deep. What does that mean?
A crew that ran 6 deep, that he would come in 6 deep, six people.
And take him out?
Yeah.
Aaron's... Aaron.
Don't
take that out. That's awesome. Oh, shit. That was funny. Oh. Anyway, his agent tried unsuccessfully to settle the matter quietly. Bradley demanded $5 million to keep his silence, and Aaron countered with $1.5 million. Oh, God, this is all on text. See, they didn't say it. Did they say anything about that?
Well, the cop talked about it, trying to coerce him into testifying against him.
But he made the jury believe that he was a liar.
He knew he could get more money out of him extorting him, probably.
Yeah, he said, you got a fucking hole in your head, son.
So
somebody's trying to kill you.
So it went from him demanding $5 million to Aaron 1.5. Then it went back to Bradley asking for 2.5. Adam did not respond, but instead went to see his log. Did I do it again?
Yeah.
Oh, who wants to take over? Jeez.
Aaron.
Here, I'm writing a note.
Aaron, Adam, same thing. Just cliff note it, guys. Or something.
It's Hernandez, the football player.
Yeah,
just listen Hernandez.
I'm going to get comments.
Well, you can't say Hernandez, so fuck.
I know. I'm What's wrong with me?
She can say medical terms, but she can't say names.
No, I can't even say them. I can type them. I can spell them. But anyway, so Bradley filed a civil lawsuit for damages against Aaron in a Florida court. He withdrew the suit 4 days later, giving the two a chance to work out the settlement without the media knowing about it. On September 3rd, 2013, Aaron's lawyers filed a postponement request in the federal court until his murder charges were resolved. In February 2016, Aaron reached a settlement with Bradley over the lawsuit. The terms of the settlement were not disclosed. So
he got his $5 million.
Yeah, I'm sure. On May 11, 2015, Aaron was indicted for witness intimidation in relation to the Bradley shooting. Since Bradley was reportedly a witness to the 2012 Boston double homicide, the intimidation charge for Aaron carried a maximum penalty of 10 years in prison. This charge was included in Aaron's trial for the double homicide, which began March 1st, 2017. During the trial, it was revealed that Bradley texted his lawyer about the shooting in a deleted text message that stated, "Now you sure once I withdraw this lawsuit, I won't be held on perjury after I tell the truth about me, not recalling anything about who shot me." So, yeah.
He's just doing it for money.
Yeah. Aaron was later acquitted of the charge of witness intimidation by a jury on April 14th, 2017. They also acquitted Aaron of all charges in the murders of the double Boston murders, except for finding him guilty on one count of illegal possession of firearms. So this Bradley dude was bad news.
Oh, yeah. He had burglary charges.
I remember when they first brought him up to the stand.
Theft charges.
It read off his rap sheet.
He shot off a gun inside of a bar.
I remember when that video, that was like one of the first viral shootings to ever go viral. I remember seeing that when he just like shot through the window because they wouldn't let him in. And he just started shooting through like the little glass square in the window and just spraying bullets all over.
Didn't care, dude.
I don't think anybody died, but I think couple people got grazed and clipped.
Well, and I know in the mind of Aaron Hernandez, I know that he had actually went to his coach and said that he was afraid that somebody was trying to kill him.
Yeah.
And they actually set him up.
In some little apartment.
And some little apartment and stuff. Yeah. So
a little quiet place for him.
Because he was
instead
afraid.
Instead of outing everything or not having him play. Because he wanted to be drafted to another team. He went to the Patriots coach and said, trade me. I fear for my life.
Right.
They wasn't going to trade him.
Right. So that's
their
where...
$1 million ticket.
I don't really know. I'm kind of iffy on if he did do the double murders.
I know, man, because you could clearly tell that in the footage that Mr. Bradley was the one in the passenger seat, and when he testified, he said that Aaron was the one in the passenger seat, and that Aaron was instructing him to drive and catch up with the car.
Yeah.
Are you sure it wasn't backwards? And you know what I mean, considering he lied about where he was sitting. And
this Bradley dude said the reason that Aaron was mad was because of the fact that this dude spilled a drink on him.
Right, no way.
But you see the footage of him coming out of the bar. He's all friggin' happy, and
he takes a photo with a fan.
Yeah, and they smiling. Even had the fan on the thing asking him questions, and he's like, "No, he was cool," and you know, and all this stuff. So. But
it still could be just his way of keeping his image, you know.
Well, it's right, but
I personally feel like he did it.
All three?
Of them. Yeah.
I don't know, man. That guy was a liar. Mr. Bradley, no way.
Well, man. And Aaron said it was a drug deal gone bad.
Yeah, that was with Odin, not with the.
No, that was when he shot Bradley in the face.
Yeah. So I don't know. What got me is when he stood up and the jury came back and said not guilty.
I know, and he started
not guilty, crying. And the emotion that he showed, you know,
was the only emotion that he showed the whole time.
But two things, like one, he was bad at covering up evidence.
The Odin one was
terrible. He was so stupid.
So tell everybody about the Odin murder, which was...
with the Odin murder, he left videotape on his cameras of him out in the driveway with his two bodyguards. And they were just talking like it was nothing, you know.
Slapping it
up. The time, literally, like, the cell phone towers pinged him all the way to where they found Odin's body and all the way back to his house.
Yeah.
And
to Odin's house.
There's another video
he had a rental
of Odin
car.
Getting in the car.
He had a rental car. And he left a bullet shell in there with some Bubblicious that he had bought at the store, which they had him on camera buying.
Yeah.
And then he gives the girl at the rental place offered her a piece of the same gum.
Yep. So she knew it was his.
Then what about his girlfriend? What'd she do with the box? He
texted her and said that
which they think that's where the gun went.
Yeah.
She don't remember what dumpster.
Do you remember that box that's in the movie room? Just in case you were wondering where it was, with a bunch of exclamation marks. And then they had a high-tech security system at this mansion. I guess it didn't really work out to their advantage, though.
Well, he put it in because of Bradley.
Yeah, he put in the cameras because of
that dude.
Yeah,
he was afraid Bradley was going to come after him after he shot him in the face.
Yeah.
And it kind of convicted him on the...
And then he had his shoe print, like... You know,
the blunt. He flicked that fucking half a blunt with his DNA on it next to Odin's dead body.
Yeah.
Bullet shells out in the ground.
Yeah.
That matched the one in his car. Tire tracks. Footprints of his Jordans.
Yeah.
So that one I'm pretty sure.
The right size.
The right size, yeah. I mean, it was pretty bad. That one was like, dude.
I know.
Yeah.
He tried to like delete some of the shit, but he deleted him in his own living room, holding the gun, like pacing around, like scratching his head, like looking at the gun, like what the fuck am I gonna do with this now? Like, you know what I mean? So all I got left is this gun that I killed the guy with. Like, fuck am I gonna do with the murder weapon?
And then they show, you know. I don't know if he said that the other guy, he didn't do it. It was the other two. But then they show him, you know, handing his baby
the next morning after they killed Odin, like.
Well, he pretty much said that they kind of was threatening him, and he was
was
scared
their
of
attempt.
them too.
Their defense.
But he ended up showing video of them holding his baby.
smiling, all happy. The next morning, though.
Yeah, the next morning.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just
Didn't they say that them guys kind of lived there or stayed there all the time?
They did. They started to after.
Bodyguards,
but then one
basically.
went to Florida and one went to like some other.
Yeah, because Tanya got him a bus pass.
Yeah, that's how she got wrapped
to get rid of him.
In which we don't know much about her because she just didn't talk. They put her in contempt and she did time for that.
She actually did, and I mean, poor woman was actually on oxygen, going through radiation.
Yeah, for breast cancer.
They put her in jail.
She passed away too.
Yeah, which was also hard on him.
Yeah,
you know,
because she was his rock.
Right. So I mean, he definitely. When I've known about this case for a while because you hear it, you know, whatever, but I've never really looked into it. I was just like, wow, dude, you had your life in your hands.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
$40 million contract.
A $40 million.
23 years old.
Yeah. $40 million contract. You were so talented. What the hell is your problem?
He could have played 5 more years of football and been done.
But then
lived a perfect life. Had everything. He could
We already
wanted.
had everything. I mean, he had a mansion and could buy anything he wanted.
He wanted to be a 2-bit gangster.
But he wanted to be I think that was it. He just wanted to be a gangster and a good guy.
Yeah.
And I think his
sociopathic almost.
I think he, like you said, I think he liked that double life of like being a crime. You know, because he had the money to back up the crime lifestyle. Like he could pay his way to being a top level gangster.
He wouldn't get in trouble for anything.
You know what I mean? And he could get away with it. He had the attitude. I mean, you could see the way he acted. He wasn't like a good clean-cut guy like as he was on the cameras on the football field. You know what I mean? Like, they showed the gas station footage of him, you know, like, just, you know, you can just tell his demeanor and, you know what I mean? It's very...
Yeah, he definitely had two sides to it.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's, like, almost, like, this exact stereotypical of, like, a drug-slanging... gun shooting gangster is like how he acted and carried himself off the field.
Right.
Yeah. And I think that could be a part of like the brain issues.
Yeah.
Because he kind of had some insecurity.
Yeah.
And definitely paranoia.
And I think
with the sexuality and stuff
I think
too.
it was just stunted. I think he acted. I felt like he was stuck in like a 16, 17-year-old kid's mindset.
From all the concussions and stuff, dude.
Yeah, you know what I mean? At 23. I feel like he was still a big, muscular-ass 16-year-old with a beard.
Yeah, like he
$40
didn't
million.
develop all the way mentally.
Yeah.
Well, and then, you know, it was coming out about his, you know, being bisexual, which, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. But in the sport that he was in, and it even had other players that were, you know, either gay, bisexual, whatever, you know, saying that was hard. The one guy said, I was about ready to commit suicide myself.
Yeah.
He said, I was going to play, but, you know, hide.
He got fat and everything like that way because they think, oh, you know, gay guys are clean-cut guys. They don't get fat and sloppy like, you know, people who
he didn't want to.
Well, that was a stereotype he was trying to follow.
Well, and the other thing he said, I didn't want anybody to ask me why I didn't have women around me because all the football players, you know, the women are like, woo, and he didn't want to. So he said that's the main reason. He said, I just let myself go. He said, and I wanted to, and I really felt for this guy. I really did. He said, I wanted to play football for as long as I could, and then after that, I just didn't care. I was just going to, you know, kill myself. But then he talked to his parents, and they were accepting. Yay, parents! You know,
yeah, that's awesome.
And now he's living his life, but
his best life.
You know, so all that started coming out, and I know a reporter, brought it up and in a crude way.
Yes.
And a lot of people think, so what happened was days after he was acquitted of the double homicide, Aaron was found in his cell dead.
In the middle of an appeal for the first murder charge.
Yeah, the first murder charge was in appeal, and his death was ruled a suicide by hanging. His conviction for Lloyd's murder was initially vacated under, and not all states have this, but was vacated under the abatements law because he died during the appeal.
Right, so he couldn't presume if he was guilty or innocent.
So yeah, he couldn't be there.
Present.
He couldn't be present.
Convicted.
But Odin's family went to the state Supreme Court and fought to have that reinstated, and it was in 2019. So,
basically what he was trying to do was hey, if I already got life in prison, but he knew he wasn't going to get anything with the appeal because the evidence was just
tremendous,
insurmountable. He didn't even try to hide it. And, but yeah, basically, if it all got dropped, he thought, hey, my family, my kid, wife will get my paycheck from the Patriots. He even said in his suicide note, like, you guys are rich. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? So that sort of, like, hit me a little bit, like, damn, like, he really
at least he tried to do that,
you know what I mean?
Well, he wrote 3 suicide notes.
I'm sure because I don't think his daughter and his wife should have to suffer for his stupid shit.
Right.
So, I hope somebody, cut him a check and made it right.
Nope. They got nothing.
That kind of sucks
for
his daughter. That sucks for his daughter.
Lawyers.
You know what I mean? Yeah. That does suck for his daughter. I don't think she should have to suffer for that. But
I'm sure.
But there's thousands of other kids whose fucking dad wasn't a famous Super Bowl player that get fucked. And
I'm sure that
it's hard to say.
Football contracts that they sign have things in there
that
say we can kick you out.
Yeah, you fucked this up. We don't know you shit
for murder.
Well, they were
a crime.
Once you
because
go
they have
criminal,
to hold standards to their players too.
Yeah.
So
especially that high of a program.
Well, I know that
they won't even put Pete in the Hall of Fame.
Even his home didn't sell worth what it was worth because of his name being attached to it, and
and the thing I was wondering,
dude, the Patriots let them trade in his jerseys and shit. Really, bring your jerseys back and
we'll buy them back.
We'll buy them back and give you a Brady one or Gronk.
Well, and the thing that when you're talking
jersey
about the Patriots, the thing that kind of struck me was when Kraft came in and testified, and how Aaron was watching him come into the courtroom, how nervous he was.
He looked behind him 6 times.
And for me, I just kind of questioned, like, did Kraft already know? Did Aaron talk to him and tell him, thinking that maybe he could get him out because, Kraft's got the money to try to protect him as a player or whatever.
Put him back on the team. That's what a young, naive
that was
mind
the only
thinks,
one he really looked like worried about being on the stand.
Yeah, honestly, it was. He was kind of emotionless besides him.
Mm-hmm.
So I questioned, like, maybe he told him about it and
he was afraid he was going to say something.
So, this is a pretty recent, I don't know. I think it's sad all the way around. A lot of people were affected. His little girl, and I think it has a lot of combinations of the way he was raised and what he went through. But then again, we all have past issues that we've grown up with, and we don't all go out and do stupid shit like that, so...
There's no excuse for it, that's for sure.
No, not something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got hit in the head a lot, and I don't want to kill anybody or anything like that.
Right. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Don't worry, guys. I won't be on an episode or anything. It won't be a topic.
So, I hope everybody enjoyed. Definitely go watch The Killer Inside the Mind of Aaron Hernandez. Did I say it?
That's close enough.
Did I say it? Forgive me for butchering. See?
She's a writer. Sometimes
I'm a writer, not a speaker. That's right. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you next week with another good case.
Yep. Like this page, subscribe to our channel, find us on Facebook.
Yeah, subscribers are picking up, so we appreciate everybody.
Leave some comments.
Appreciate everybody listening.
Absolutely.
Okay, where's your
Deranged Nation.
You've been listening to the Deranged Nation podcast. Join us every Wednesday night for a new episode as we bring you true crime, unsolved mysteries, and other deranged stories. This episode was sponsored by Braps MX and ATV Pro Shop. Visit them at brapsmx.pro. Also, visit our host, teresagableman.com, New York Times best-selling paranormal romance author of the Protectors series, available on Amazon.com. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube.